Have you ever firsthand witnessed a family member go fully insane? When I was 16, my older brother Ryan had been in a wheelchair since he was 8. He fell down the stairs when my parents weren't home, and the doctor said he damaged his spine. I never questioned it because why would an 8-year-old fake something like that? Ryan got everything. Special tutors who came to our house 3 times a week. Extra time on every test at school. Teachers treated him like he was made of glass. My parents bought him this expensive modified car for his 16th birthday with hand controls and everything. Cost them like $30,000. Everyone in our neighborhood knew Ryan's story. The poor kid who had this tragic accident and would never walk again. My mom would cry sometimes when she thought no one was looking, especially when she helped him transfer from his wheelchair to his bed every night. I felt guilty for being jealous. Like, what kind of terrible person gets mad at their disabled brother? But Ryan got away with everything. If we got in a fight and I raised my voice even a little, he'd start crying, and my parents would ground me for picking on someone who can't defend himself. One Thursday in October, I came home early from school because I was feeling sick. I walked into the garage to grab my bike, and there was Ryan, standing up, just standing there texting on his phone like it was the most normal thing in the world. I froze. He looked up and saw me, and his face went completely white. He quickly sat back down in his wheelchair and started this whole panic act. "Oh God, Derek, you can't tell anyone. Please, you have to promise me you won't say anything." I was so confused I couldn't even speak. Ryan kept begging, saying it was complicated and I wouldn't understand. He said the doctors were wrong about his diagnosis, but if our parents found out, they'd be devastated. All that money they spent on his car, the wheelchair, the ramps they built in our house. Like an idiot, I believed him. I kept his secret for almost 2 years, but Ryan got worse, way worse. If we argued about anything, he'd throw himself out of his wheelchair onto the floor and start screaming for help. Our parents would come running, and Ryan would be lying there crying, saying I pushed him or hit him. I never touched him, not once. But who were my parents gonna believe? The disabled son on the floor, or me standing over him looking guilty? Ryan would even give himself fake bruises using my mom's makeup. He'd put purple and yellow foundation on his arms and tell my parents I grabbed him too hard. I got suspended from school twice because Ryan told the counselors I was abusing him at home. The police came to our house 3 times. 3 times. Each time, Ryan would be in his wheelchair with these fake bruises, crying and saying he was scared of me. I almost got arrested when I was 18 because Ryan said I threatened to hurt him while my parents were at work. I finally snapped and told my parents everything. About seeing him walk in the garage, about the fake bruises, about how he was lying and manipulating all of us. My dad looked at me like I was insane. My mom actually started crying, saying she couldn't believe I'd make up something so horrible about my own brother. Ryan sat there in his wheelchair, shaking his head sadly, saying I was jealous of all the attention he got and that I'd always resented him. The worst part? He was convincing. Really convincing. Even I started doubting what I'd seen. But then Mrs. Nguyen next door got one of those doorbell cameras, and she caught everything. Ryan walking down our driveway at 11 p.m. to meet up with his friends, getting into cars, walking around like nothing was wrong. She showed my parents the footage because she was worried about Ryan sleepwalking and thought they should know. Everything collapsed after that. My parents confronted Ryan with the video evidence, and he couldn't lie his way out of it anymore. He finally admitted he'd been faking the whole thing since he was 8. Turns out he never fell down the stairs. He pushed himself down on purpose and then lied about not being able to feel his legs. The doctors believed him because there wasn't any obvious spinal damage, and they figured an 8-year-old wouldn't lie about something like that. Ryan had studied disability symptoms online and copied everything perfectly. For 8 years. 8 years of my parents' lives, their money, their guilt. 8 years of me being painted as the terrible brother who picked on the disabled kid. 8 years of Ryan getting sympathy and special treatment while destroying my reputation and almost getting me arrested. My parents were so embarrassed they moved us to another city that summer. We left everything behind. Our house, our friends, our lives. All because Ryan wanted attention and special treatment.